Test, 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 test.
Test, 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 test. A little louder. Maybe go a little bit louder. Test, 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 test. I'm kind of a quiet talker, like I said. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3. Legacy versus St. Mary's. JV is over.
Is that it?
Yep, JV's done. That was their.
Oh, that was not set 3. All right, how do you like your, how's your volume on your heads?
I hear you good. Yep.
You can hear that all right?
Yep.
Okay.
presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at PSP.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Tonight from Hauser Gymnasium, two of the winningest teams streak-wise in the WDA collide as it's the Legacy Sabres hosting the Bismarck St. Mary's Saints. Hi again, volleyball fans, alongside Tia Streeter, Todd Domries, welcoming you to our PSP Network broadcast booth. And we're sitting right in the middle of the Legacy band tonight. No, just kidding. We're alongside him. It feels like him, exactly. Two teams, as mentioned, hot. Legacy has won 6 straight. St. Mary's has won 4 straight and 6 out of 7. So two teams playing great volleyball here as we get to the halfway point, the turning point in the WDA season. And hey, before we get to all that, Tia, welcome to the PSP broadcast team. Yeah. It's outstanding to have you join forces with our Bismarck Mandan crew, and for folks thinking, hey, I know this Tia Streeter. Well, yeah, obviously of TV fame with KXMB and from the University of Mary, your volleyball days. So, man, we are stoked to have you on our broadcast team.
Well, thanks for having me. I hope, and I'll be able to lend some expertise tonight, let's hope, right? I've been playing a long, long time, so it should come in handy.
Yeah, absolutely. So Legacy's 9-7, or check that, 9-9, folks, 7-4 in conference play. The St. Mary's Saints 11-8 and 8-4 in conference play. If you're wondering where they stack into the WDA standings, it looks like this. Century leads the way, undefeated. The Patriots once again the cream of the crop in the WDA at 10-0. Bismarck High 9-1, their lone loss to Century. Then you got St. Mary's at 8-4 and Legacy at 7-4. And so you've got these two teams kind of logjam right in that middle section of the WDA standings, and all of a sudden this turns into an important game, especially when you start thinking ahead to November, and then all of a sudden you've got WDA tournament time and seeding and everything else.
Yeah, and this is such a hard time of year too. They're right in the middle of their season, and it's exhausting. Volleyball is one of the longest seasons out there for high school sports, and the season gets really long by November, and especially this time of year, you can kind of feel it start to drag. You really need to find some momentum, and so I would say for both teams, tonight's really big because it's so tight there at the top, or I should say in the middle. But between these two, it's really, really tight, and at this time of year, it's like you kind of need something that starts to push you over the edge and start motivating you again for the second half.
These two teams played all the way back on August 31st. It was the first game after the East-West Classic. St. Mary's winning 3-1 on their home floor, and so Legacy looks to return the favor tonight on the PSP Network. We'll take a break, and our pregame rolls on from Hauser Gymnasium. Good to have you tuned in to the PSP Network for North Dakota Class A high school volleyball. We're getting close to the first serve. Legacy and St. Mary's. More after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom.
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, Our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options, and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Todd Domrey's Tia Streeter back at Hausner Gymnasium and the Legacy, I'll say the Legacy High School campus in Northeast Bismarck. Good to have you tuned into the PSP Network tonight as we get set for the St. Mary's Saints and the Legacy Sabres in this WEA girls volleyball matchup. Legacy, their head coach, Jen Astle, in her 9th season. Sabres been playing varsity since 2015. Interesting, they qualified for state their first 2 years as a varsity program, then they had a 3-year drought before making it to state last year, winning a state qualifying game against guess who? These St. Mary's Saints, and so that denied the Saints their first trip to the state Class A girls volleyball tournament since 2015. So, hey, little rivalry brewing here between the Sabres and the Saints, a crosstown matchup as St. Mary's was 9-12 a year ago. Did not make it to state. Their head coach is Erica Traum in her 2nd season. And, hey, you go way back with Coach Astle, too,
yeah.
right? Tell me the story here.
Way back. So when I started at the University of Mary, Jen was also at the University of Mary. She was a senior my freshman year, so we only played together 1 year out there, but then she hung around for a couple of years, was a grad assistant while she was getting her master's, and so she then coached my sophomore and junior year, and so we go way back. Our husbands are also friends. They played baseball together out at the University of Mary. So I got to go down there and chat with her for a while, and we talked kids half the time because, we know each other's families so darn well, but she's an excellent coach. She and I have coached a little bit together over the years. Back when before she was head coach here, we used to coach club together. So she would coach one age and I would coach another age. So we know a little bit about each other on the coaching, but she's really excellent at what she does. I think that Legacy's record probably doesn't reflect what a good coach she is, honestly.
It's funny you say that about the coaching aspect of it because I was visiting a little bit with her earlier tonight, and she was doing some administrative stuff. I said, well, that's kind of other duties as assigned, huh? And
right.
she's like, yeah, if I could just coach, this would be great.
Yes.
But, there's parents, there's boosters, there's administrative stuff. There's just things that come up nowadays as a coach that you didn't have to do before.
Yeah, and, my husband's the head baseball coach at Legacy here, and I said, I tease him all the time, I'm like, do you actually coach? It truly is. It's a whole business all the way around. And, I'll tell you something else funny. The up-rep tonight was Jen and I's college volleyball coach. So Heidi, she's now Henke. At one point she was Sunderland. So, I know a few people in the gym right now.
Well, folks, if you can't tell, the volleyball roots run deep for our new PSP Network volleyball color commentator, Tia Streeter. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. I've been around the volleyball scene in Bismarck, a long time since I started at Mary. I'm not originally from North Dakota, but, I've coached club for a long time in the city, and been through multiple club names, if that says anything. We've gone through a lot of off-season, different tournament club names. And so today I was thinking about, I was like, how many tournament club names have we had? It's been a lot.
Hey fans, here's a look at the most recent Class A girls volleyball poll. You got Century, who's undefeated, and their win streak is now into the 40s as the Patriots lead the way in the Sportscasters and Sports Writers poll that's released a few minutes ago. As Bismarck High is number 2, Shanley number 3, West Fargo number 4, West Fargo Cheyenne number 5, and then Jamestown rounds out the poll as the Blue Jays receiving votes. Other games we're tracking for you tonight on the BNC National Bank scoreboard has Turtle Mountain at Jamestown. Mandan is, of course, at Minot. Century is at Williston tonight. Dickinson's at Watford City. And then our game of the week here on the PSP Network, of course, is here at Legacy High School. St. Mary's at Legacy in this matchup between the number 3 team and the number 4 team in the WDA standings right now. Next action for these two teams, Legacy will be at home against Mandan on Thursday. St. Mary's will travel to Dickinson on Thursday. And there's a quick look at our PSP Network schedule. Of course, we've got volleyball tonight, and then Friday night football doubleheader. Legacy is up in Minot to take on the Magi, and the big crosstown rivalry game, North Side versus the South Side, the Century Patriots and the Bismarck Demons. And you can hear that one and watch that one on Friday night on the PSP Network with a pregame at 6:40, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And then, of course, on Saturday, the return of Overtime with Scott Woodmansey as he will interview coaches and have sports from around the region. Good to have that back. That'll be its 3rd week here on the PSP Network. Overtime with Scott Woodmansey, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. All right, as we get set for this matchup, let's dig into a little bit of the X's and O's here. As both these teams, as we mentioned, have been playing great volleyball. Legacy's won 6 straight. St. Mary's has won 4 straight, 6 of 7. And what strikes me is Legacy has a few more kids more towards the top of the WDA standings in kills and in digs. And St. Mary's strikes me as a little more of a balanced team. So there's a lot of ways to win volleyball matches. It doesn't just mean that you have to do it one way.
Yeah, absolutely, because in a game like volleyball, what we call ball control is really king. So a team like St. Mary's, you can noticeably watch them on the court next to Legacy. They're shorter, they're smaller. I mean, like, just looking at them, even from our vantage point, but, that lens, you can even watch during pregame warm-up, that they really have a lot of ball control on their side. And so even though they don't have those statistical leaders like Legacy does, I think they had a couple. It was, aces per game. They had some attacks and blocks, but I think that's what, St. Mary's is going to do really, really well, is try not to make mistakes. Sometimes not swinging away is the key to winning a match.
And the Legacy Sabre Band, of course, here in full force tonight as they got the whole drum line. I counted 7 tubas, which is always my litmus test for how big of a band a school has. And so this is a large one. In case you haven't heard them, we're literally almost sitting right on top of them. So they will exit stage right after the pregame here. So it's great to have you on the PSP Network tonight. We will take a timeout. We'll come back with the lineups and the first serve. It's the Sabres and the Saints. More after this break on the PSP Network.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Would you enjoy waking up and not having to reach for your glasses? See clearly with LASIK from Bismarck LASIK. Imagine no more hassles or expenses of glasses and contacts. At Bismarck LASIK, our highly experienced LASIK surgeon, Dr. Stephen Wexler, and our state-of-the-art clinic can improve your vision through a quick corrective procedure that's affordable and life-changing. Book your free consultation with Bismarck LASIK. Call 701-222-2020, 701-222-2020, or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at PSP.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
We didn't mention it tonight, but it is Pink Night as we get a chance to do this in all of the Bismarck Mandan schools as the Sanford and the Edith Sanford Foundation get a chance to raise some money for cancer awareness. And right now you're seeing out on the courts the mom of legacy standout Brina Sand, that's Janet Sand, and she's a cancer survivor being given the honor of bringing us our game ball tonight, so that's pretty cool. Great that the kids get to, hey, wear a different uniform. I think that's the cool part, but raise some money for cancer, and cancer awareness is always a cool thing.
Absolutely, and it's kind of fun to see all the pink in here, too. It adds so much vibrancy to the color in here. I mean, no offense to the black, typical jerseys of Legacy, but the pink adds a little fun here tonight, too, on top of such an amazing topic that they're raising money on.
Yeah, absolutely. Good cause, and good to have a chance to do that tonight. As there's the lineups, you'll see those get introduced in just a moment, as it'll be for the St. Mary's Saints. Here's some of the key cogs in that Saints lineup, as you will have Claire Vetter will get some time tonight, Katie Pearl, Lydia Spees, Josie Armstrong's one of the diminutive leaders for the St. Mary's Saints. Gabby Mann's a setter. And Brooke Haas she'll play all around. She'll play back row, front row, she'll set. And Lexi Gerving's a good outside hitter for St. Mary's. Koya Kranz will come in. And Mickey Messer will be the gal that you'll hear a lot of. She leads the team in digs. She's a team leader in kills along with Lydia Spees. And then Shummer Schweitzer is a good middle for the St. Mary's Saints. So there's a look at Erica Trum's St. Mary's Saints and some of the key gals that you will see in that St. Mary's Saints lineup tonight. And now we swing our attention over to the homestanding Legacy Sabres and some of the key players for them this evening is, one of the leading back row players, leading second in the WDA in digs is Joanna Fleckenstein, as she's a good player. Josie Hahn, boy, she's doesn't get a lot of chances for Legacy, but she's right up there in aces in the WDA, so she's a great serve coming into the rotation for the Sabres. Maddie Colby's one of the leaders in assists. Reese Dukeshire will get some time. Asia Gross is in the top 10 in kills. Maddie Deeks, along with Brianna Sand, and Chelsea Crom is probably the two biggest hitters for the Sabres, and then Brooklyn Brendel as a middle, and Micah Nagel rounds out a team in Legacy that, hey, St. Mary's got the experience advantage, but not by much tonight, as Legacy's just got 3 seniors, so that's something that they have to try to figure out on a night in and out basis is, hey, where does the leadership come from?
Absolutely, and I asked Jen about that kind of before the game started, and I said, hey, your JV looks pretty darn good, and she said they're really young, and she said, but the same for varsity, and when you look at that roster, you can really see it, and that is something that I think has plagued them to this point in the season, is the fact that they have been a little bit on a roller coaster. Obviously, they're on that win streak right now, and that's when you start finding those leaders at this point in the season, that really is very, very helpful. But when you have kids that, for quote unquote, haven't been there before, you do take quite a while in the season to be able to find out who those standouts are going to be.
And one thing I got to ask you about right away is there's this tradition in volleyball when you go through the lineups is you kind of do the dual side wave. Is that really what's that called?
There's nothing that's called. That's just one of those things where they say, hey, wave to the crowd. And so because volleyball has, it depends on the stadium here in town, like football, right? But, volleyball has people on both sides of the court, so you're supposed to wave to both sides of the fan, and it's been like that since, I've been in college. It's, as long as I can remember. I don't think there's a name for it, though. I'll let you know if I find one. We could make one up, too, right?
All right, that's our challenge for our next 3 high school volleyball broadcasts. We're going to come up with a name for the dual-sided wave.
Yep. It's just wave to both sides. You got to be friendly to everybody. That's a North Dakota tradition, isn't it? Friendly to all.
Absolutely. Kind of like when you're driving on a back road and somebody gives you the one-fingered wave.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
That's a North Dakota tradition, right? Not even the middle finger. That's not what I'm going at, folks. So don't even think that. So
nope, just the one wave off the.
That's right.
Right off the steering wheel.
That's right. That's wow, look at that.
Farmer's wave, maybe that.
Exactly. Look at that libero jersey for the Sabres. I love that thing with the black and the pink outline for Joanna Fleckenstein. Cool. And we're just about set for our first serve as our low official rolls the ball back, and it'll be Reese Dukeshire doing the honors for the Legacy Sabres. Legacy with our first serve of the night. And that's going to be an ace right off the get-go. Cannot be handled by the back row, and Legacy leads 1-0.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game, isn't it?
Hey, fans, tonight's game brought to you in part by Tires Plus. When you're shopping for tires, shop Tires Plus. You can't go wrong. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com.
I was wondering before this started why there was student sections on both sides, but now I realize that St. Mary's student section was over here. I was thinking Legacy's student section was split. Now I get it. Okay. Yeah.
A little mistimed jump there, but Chelsea Crom still finds the court and a kill. A little paintbrush hit there for the middle for Legacy, and they lead 2-0. Set by Mann, near side swing, and that's into the nets. Haas with the attack air, and it'll be 3-0 as the Sabres stacking a few here on their home court to start the match.
Yeah, really tough start right here for St. Mary's.
Dug out of there. Now the middle swing for St. Mary's. Little dump shot there by Colby. Set up by Dukeshire. Asia Gross, roll shot across. St. Mary's gets a swing for Lexi Gerving. Oh, and she's into the nets. Another attack error piling up for St. Mary's, and Legacy leads 4-0.
And St. Mary's is getting what they want right now, right off of the serve. Their libero has been able to pass it almost every single time, so they're getting the matchup they want on defense. It just hasn't come through.
Swing there for Brooke Haas. Can't convert, and Legacy has stacked 5 in a row here to start early on. Great start for the Sabres. As we mentioned, one of the hottest teams in the WDA, winning 6 straight coming into this one.
There's a reason she's starting serving this game, that's for sure. She's got a
Absolutely.
strong serve.
Another near side swing for Haas. Dug out of there by Sand. Far side Gross. Rolls it over. Set up by Vetter. Now middle swing for Richter. Dug out by the Sabres. And now Gross finds the back line.
Yeah, that's a tough one for St. Mary's defense to swallow, honestly. That ball shouldn't have fallen. There was, that was a roll shot back into the back court. That's really where your defender should have been on that play. So that's kind of a tough one that they're going to want back.
Mann had a tough time handling that serve receive. Now it's sent across by Colby. She rips it far sideline. Good hustle by the Saints. Sent over by Pearl, and that's long.
That's really tough because they're already out of system as that ball came over the net. All they had to do was get that ball into play. That's what we call a free ball, so that was pretty tough. I'm sure that, you have to call a timeout in this situation.
And early on, a timeout by Erica Traum, and then we got a Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the court. Call Hubbard National Insurance today for all your personal and business insurance needs. Early on in our BNC Bank scoreboard in set 1, it's Legacy 7, St. Mary's 0. We're back after this break on the PSP Network.
BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
Sometimes you get a chance to stack 2 or 3 points. Legacy's stacked 7 in a row, but that's the momentum-killing timeout expertly deployed there by Erica Traum.
That's why you call that right there. I mean, that's what you're hoping for, and that's what, Jen Hassel's got to be just, hanging her head right there. That's the exact not thing. You're going, get it over for me, please.
Back to serve for St. Mary's is Koya Krenz. Tipped over, and that's wide by Crum. Side judge singles out, and St. Mary's is now down 7-2 here in set 1. Krenz, one of these serving specialists for the Saints. Dug out by Fleckenstein. Back row attack and just sent over on a free ball by Sand. Set up by Mann. Big swing there, and Brooke Hawes hammers it home.
Yeah, that was a great shot by her. Obviously, both defenders for Legacy were kind of sucked into the front of the court. Typically you want your back libero, which they have playing middle back. You kind of want her behind the free throw line if you see that out there, because that ball then can't get past her if she's behind there. She was just a little too far into the court to be able to make a play.
Middle swing by Crum is into the tape, and so St. Mary's with a nice answer here after Legacy got out 7-0. St. Mary's has countered with 4 in a row. Back row attack for Sand. Lifted out of there by St. Mary's. Now St. Mary's on the defense as there's a big swing there and a little backslide, and Crum buries another one.
I mean, she swung hard these first few times that she swung at it. And, I'm excited to see what else she's got because she's, what did it say she was? I looked at that earlier. 6 foot, yeah.
Asia Gross on the serve, and that's a set that goes over the net. Tipped once by Crum, twice by Crum, and she finds a spot. Nice play there by the big middle. Boy, she looks just taller than everybody else.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah, she looks like...
That's why I had to double check. I was like, she seems real tall. Yeah, 6 foot.
She looks like she's about 6'3", and they list her at 6 foot. Short serve there by Gross. Middle swing for Haas. Return to sender. Another chance for the Saints. Near side and a rip there by Kukowski. Brought back across. Nice save by Sand. Haas swings, and that's long. Good hustle by the Sabres.
That was great hustle by them. And, they kept actually it pretty aggressive over the net when that came back on that free ball, which actually made St. Mary's have to work to get that. A lot of times, you send that free ball over and you get a great chance for a side out, or a kill, and they really did a good job of sending it over aggressively.
Asia Gross with the serve. Free ball sent across by the Sabres. Near side, Kukowski, and we're going to have a point for the Sabres. St. Mary's into the net.
Right now I think St. Mary's is just a little plagued by their setter. She set those outside balls a little too tight, and she really hasn't given her, her outside hitter a good chance to swing at the ball, and that's kind of where they're at. They need her to be a little more consistent right now when she goes to that outside ball, because that's where their strong hitter is.
What's interesting about this, this is my second St. Mary's game, and I have not seen anything close to this rotation. So either there's some experimenting going on or something a little bit different tonight for St. Mary's. Set there by Colby. Back row swing for Gross. Saved by the Saints, but now it's over in a free ball, and you're going to get St. Mary's into the net.
Just some, unforced errors.
Yep.
Just probably some things that are uncharacteristic for him too. they just don't have the momentum going their way, and so they're making some errors that they typically don't as they over-try, to get the points back.
Tipped over by Haas. Cleared by Fleckenstein. Swing for Colby. Set there by the libero Pearl. And, whoa, a block party for the Sabres. It was Sand and Crom, and that's a point for Legacy.
Yeah, and you know what? St. Mary's has just got to cover their blockers, or cover their hitters, off that block. They really had the chance to get that ball. Second missed serve there for Legacy.
14-5 now after that service error for the Sabres, and the Sabres out strong here in set one. 14-5 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. And you get St. Mary's Julia Barch back to serve. Ooh, there's a rip by Sand. Dug out by Barch. Sent across by St. Mary's. Middle swing for Crom. Good save there on a back row pass for the Saints. And now you're going to get, that's going to be tip.
That was
yes.
Close. Yeah.
They're going to call a tip, and that's a kill for St. Mary's.
We don't have quite the ideal spot for that ball. I wasn't sure if that was tipped or not.
Summer Schweitzer is under the rotation now for the Saints. Crom with a flat-footed attack, and that's into the bottom of the tape. And it's a touchdown lead for the Legacy Sabres. 14-7 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Good to have BNC as our scoreboard sponsor. They've got financial solutions for your life and business at BNC Bank. Pass to the far pin. Swing by Sand is blocked. Another chance for the Sabres. Sent over, saved by Richter. Back set for Mann. There's Haas. Dukeshire digs that up. Sand again. Big high tip. Dug once. Saved by Spees. Sent across by the Saints. Good hustle. Now a free ball for St. Mary's. Near side attack for Kukowski. Dug out by the Sabres. Good rally here. Pushed across by Sand. Kukowski again. That's blocked, and it's out. They tooled it. Did the Saints.
Just really excellent ball control by both teams. They really both did a good job of passing it up to their target, right where their setter was. We had some hard swings, and they just kept digging it up.
Julia Barch with the serve. Tipped by Crom. Now set on a tee for Crom, and she buries it off of the block.
Yeah, that one's, you're never going to win that ball, right? She's 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, she's going to be able to bury that ball back. That's a tough ball to overpass right there to her.
Josie Hahn will come on and serve, the serving specialist for the Sabres, as Legacy leads 15-8. Jump serve, and just like that, the broadcaster jinx works in perfection. As a service error for Hahn.
Something, right?
Yep. We talked about it in the pregame. I set it on a tee again, and it goes into the net. Brooke Haas back to serve for the Saints. 15-9, Legacy by 6. Set by Deeks, and that goes off the rafters after the libero Fleckenstein. I don't know if she was trying to bump that set to somebody, but she put it into the rafters on an error and a return there for the Legacy Sabres, and it's 15-10, Legacy on top.
St. Mary's is slowly but surely coming back here. They're starting to steady out a little bit after that early 7-0 start.
Set by Colby, a little backslide, and a tip shot across by Brooklyn Brendel, the middle, and that gets into the net. So a few errors stacking up here for the Sabres has brought St. Mary's right back into this thing at 15-11. Haas, rolls it over.
Those are so painful, aren't they?
That's almost worse than when the setter dumps it on you.
Yeah, it kind of is. Those ones that just hang up there because you really should be able to run through and get it as a passer too.
Free ball for St. Mary's. Back set. Swing there for Josie Armstrong. Saved by the Sabres. Back row attack by Dukeshire, and that's a point.
Yeah, St. Mary's wants that back. That wasn't a ball that was swung that hard at. She was literally sitting camped out, as we like to call it, on that pass, and it was just one of those ones you just mishit it.
Serve over by the Sabres. Backswing for Kukowski, and then another swing for St. Mary's, and a point.
That was a great swing. She just went right around the block. That's something that as the libero, she's sitting there going, guys, you're the block. I need you to get that. She plays around the block, and so she's got to be Got to be going hand each there.
Good serve there by Kukowski. Here's Micah Nagel tipping it right into the donut. And the
serve.
kill for Nagel.
Yeah. They've done so much swinging hard so far in that first game. This first game, that was a really good off-speed shot that they kind of needed right there.
Brina Sand back to serve for Legacy. They lead 17-13 here in set one. Ooh, off the tape. Set by Haas. Swing by Armstrong, and you're going to get Legacy into the nets. Point St. Mary's.
I think that's their first net call. Legacy or St. Mary's has had a few, but I think that's Legacy's first.
And you're going to get Katie Pearl back to serve, the libero. Set by Dukeshire, or check that Colby. Swing from the back row by Sand. Kept alive by the Saints. And now you're going to get St. Mary's into the net. Lexi Gerving just tiptoeing it. Touch to the bottom of the tape, and it's a attack error on the Saints, and Legacy leads 18-14 in your BNC National Bank scoreboard. Fleckenstein back to serve. And boy, we've had a few service errors already here in set one. Yeah.
I think that's 4. I mean, if you look at the score, 18-15, and you give away 4 off a serve, that's really painful. Those are the points you just cannot give away. I mean, truly more than one missed serve in a game can be a huge difference.
Yeah, if you're St. Mary's and you said we're down 7-zip and now it's 18-15, you'd take it.
Oh, yeah, they got to feel good about this.
Back set for Haas, saved by Nagel. Big swing and a good spot there. Hammered home by Brina Sand.
Yeah, that was a great swing.
Yeah, she was feeling confident on that one.
Yep, they were nice and in the system. They were ready to go.
Dukeshire back to serve for Legacy as the Sabres lead 19-15.
And she's who started that run to start the game, so.
Man with the set. Middle swing. Ooh. Big time for Julia Barch.
I think that's her first kill, right?
Yeah.
First time they've given her the ball, I think.
Krenz toes the service line with the Saints down 3. Back set, Gross, big hit, and that's going to be a point. Ripped it off the libero. Spees couldn't save it, and it's going to be St. Mary's giving Legacy a 20-16 lead.
Yeah, this is kind of the key point. When you hit 20, the first team to 20, we always say is really the team that's in the driver's seat. You got 5 to go when you're playing rally scoring. That 20-point mark is what makes the biggest difference. You always want to be the first to 20.
Sand blocked at the net.
Yeah,
they're going to get a lift.
Yeah.
Is it a lift or a carry or both?
It's technically both, yeah. Sometimes they'll call it a double contact. They'll call it, it's technically considered the both the same.
Barch with the serve. Back row pass by Dukeshire, tipped over by Sand. Kind of a double set there, and a tip across for St. Mary's Kukowski. Middle swing for Crom off the block, and it's home on the kill for Chelsea Crom.
Yep, great play by them, and honestly that was their only option because their outside attacker was still on the right side of the court, so they had to go there, and it was the right choice for them too. I mean, she was in there nice and quick and able to go to the back half.
21-17, Josie Hahn back to serve with Legacy leading by 4. Middle swing for Summer Schweitzer is down.
That's a good attack.
Here's the rotation thing that I just noticed. St. Mary's, one of their leading attackers is Lydia Spees, and she's playing the libero tonight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she's the team leader in kills. So figure that out. And I asked Coach Traum if she had any changes tonight.
She said no?
She said no. I'm like, huh?
So maybe we missed something in the last game or two? I don't know.
What is going on? Well, hey, sometimes you grab at straws and find something to sweep the floor. Sand with a big rip. Saved by the Saints. Haas near pin. Too close to the net as that was tight as it's saved by Kukowski. Sent over, and it's in. Josie Hahn with the backhand winner.
Yeah, they got lucky on that one, honestly. I mean, that's been haunting them this whole first game is that, set to the outside. It's just been too tight to the net. It's taking away where their attacker can actually, put the ball on the floor.
21-19, Sabres lead is trimmed to 2. Sent over by Brendel. Armstrong, weird angle on that, a kill attempt, and hits it into the nets. Attack error, and it'll be a 3-point lead for the Sabres as they're closing in here on set 1.
Yeah, when you're on the right side of the court like she is and that ball's coming across, it's such a hard angle across your body to bring it back. Oh, number 5.
Colby with the 5th service error here in the first set for, that's really what's keeping St. Mary's in this set number 1.
It is, for sure. I mean, they've, gotten steadily better, but, they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for those points that have been given back.
Sent over by Deeks and a free ball for the Saints. Haas sets it up for Gerving, who just bumps it over. Now Legacy with a free ball. Nagel sets up Sand. Haas with a bump set. Back row attack, Kukowski. Saved by Legacy. Sand. Oh, nice block.
Yeah.
Return to sender, and it's 5-3 Josie Armstrong.
Yeah, and you could tell, Legacy was just sit there. They all were standing up looking at it and going, oh, shoot, we didn't think that was coming back. And, that one was emphatically right back down. Oh, that's out. Yeah.
Oh, Libero got lucky there.
Yeah, much needed right there.
It was kind of a bad read by Fleckenstein, but she swung and missed, but it went long and she didn't touch it. So Legacy leads 23-21. Sand back to serve for the Sabres. Set up there by Haas. Summer Schweitzer with authority.
That's a great attack. They haven't, gone to that right side a lot when they've been in system. And, we'll have to see if they try to put that ball back there again, because anytime you can go down the line on that right side attack, it's kind of what you're looking for.
Ooh, Asia Gross just blistered one. And it's 24-22, set point for the Sabres. Well, and there was a change because they just announced 2 was Katie Pearl back to serve, so she is the usual libero, so we don't see Lydia Spies tonight for St. Mary's, so maybe that's the only change. Lexi Gerving rises and delivers, and the Saints close to within 1. Good first set.
Yeah, it has been. It started like, oh, okay, Legacy's gonna pull out here, but it's kind of been a steady rise all the way across for St. Mary's here. They've just been pretty steady.
Gabby Mann dug by Sand, far side swing, just rolled over by Gross. Saved by Richter. Back set for Haas. Ooh, big hit.
Dig.
Nice dig there by Fleckenstein. Nagel rolls it across. Set by Mann. Swing and return to sender. Barch blocked at the net, and that will give Legacy set 1. Hard-fought victory in our first stanza goes to the Sabres by 2, and we break.
Yeah, one ball to win it on, too, right?
Yeah, that's right. 25-23, your final in set 1. Legacy leads 1-0. We're back with more after this timeout. You're listening to high school WDA volleyball on the PSP Network.
Sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open. 4-3. On low, she scores.
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Todd Domries, Tia Streeter back at Hausler Gymnasium at Legacy High School in Northeast Bismarck for tonight's PSP High School Girls Volleyball broadcast. Legacy wins set 1, 25-23. Get a chance to tell you that after tonight's match, we'll have our post-game show brought to you by the Planning Team Financial Advisors. Whether you're looking for full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors are here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online at planningteam.com. Two lineups getting set as Legacy, winners of 6 straight, takes set 1 by 2. Looked like the Sabres were going to run away with it, but Chelsea Crom and the others get it in gear late to secure the W in set 1 for the Sabres. And we can tell you tonight's match also brought to you by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck. They're proud to support local athletes, and you can get your flu shot, not free, your flu shot right now at the Medicine Shop. Served by Mann to get us going. Nice dig by Fleckenstein. The free ball sent over by the Sabres. Near side Gerving, big hit. Dug out by the libero Fleckenstein. Swing over by Colby. Boy, Mann had to run a long way for that one.
Yeah.
Free ball now. Sand pushes it to far corner. Nice save by Pearl. Too close to the net on that for Gerving to do anything with it. Now set up and pushed across by the middle, Brooklyn Brendel. St. Mary's going to get a swing from Haas. Well, it's a good rally here, not necessarily in system. Paintbrush shot there by Sand. Back set Haas. She rips. Saved by Fleckenstein. Free ball sent over by Nagel. Set up by Mann. Middle. Ooh, that's wide for Barch.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, she had 2 blockers in front of her, but I mean, she just kind of took a little bit too wide of an angle at it. You know, the hips make a huge difference in volleyball when you're swinging at the ball. She was kind of pointed way out of bounds, and that's where the ball went.
It's funny you mention that. I was interviewing Logan Nisley, standout for Century the other night, and she talked about when she plays back row, she really enjoys like reading the shots and looking at the angles of the hips and everything else. And it's funny you just bring that up because she just talked about that the other night.
I say that to volleyball players all the time. It's all about the angles. I said I was terrible at geometry, so I don't know why I'm good at volleyball angles. Probably just because I played so darn long, but I said, it's really something that's kind of inherent when you're playing volleyball. It's really instinctual to kind of be able to read that block, and the best defenders and the best hitters are really good at that.
Lexi Gerving with the serve. Legacy leads 2-1. Big hit there by Kukowski. Sent over again by Kukowski, and that's going to be a kill. Addison Kukowski, the freshman for St. Mary's, got that one home.
Really steady. Both teams are really steady. I think that's kind of fun to watch. It makes the volleyball a little more exciting sometimes too, because you get some of those really long rallies that come through.
Oh, nice tip.
Yeah, great tip.
Brendel got that one. You know what? All of a sudden, Kukowski doesn't look like Kukowski. That looks like Lydia Spies to me. So I think they did a jersey switcheroo on her.
With the pink,
It's kind of like a Lions All-Star game when everybody switches jerseys. You don't know what town or what school anybody's from. I think that's what St. Mary's did to us tonight, Tia.
Honestly, with these pink jerseys, they wear them once a year.
Yeah.
They're probably sized differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, give me that one because,
Exactly. So we're just going to have to refer to the PA announcer tonight. We'll get the name straight. We'll fix our numbers as there's Chelsea Crom tipping it off a block on the far sideline, and it's going to be a point as Legacy leads 4-3 here in set 2 with the Sabres on top 1-0.
She's a really good middle, and she's only, a junior, right? So she's got a lot ahead of her.
Tipped over by Schweitzer, set up for Gross. Rips and sends one for a point for Legacy.
Tough defensive placement by St. Mary's. They were out of rotation where they should have been in the back row, and it really showed. She was able to hit it right there across that line where there was wide open. That shot honestly shouldn't be wide open.
St. Mary's down by 2. Haas, tools it. This little tip shot, good angle off the block.
Yep, really tough to defend those tips like that, especially because so a lot of times you'll bring over your left front to come over to the middle to block your middle. And so that's exactly what they did, because then you have one defender. She's got to cover all the way back from left front to left back, and so that spot's usually open when you can tip in front of the 10.
Colby just had one set up there, but St. Mary's gets a block from Schweitzer and Spies, and it's tied up at 5. Colby sets, Crom tipped back by St. Mary's. Haas with a redirect. Comes Kukowski. Ooh, what a hit. Sizzles one for the point.
She was lucky that the block was a little bit late there because the set was a little bit tight again. So luckily there was a little bit of a, delay in between the two blockers, between that right blocker and that middle blocker. It really gave her a strong angle to attack.
Okay, I'm going to get this straight. That's not Kukowski. That's Spies. I got to retrain my mind here. As
we'll get it. Yep.
Sands' attack goes wide, and St. Mary's has their first lead of the match. 7-5 for the Saints. It's those little things sometimes that send broadcasters into a frenzy when they change numbers on you and don't tell you.
Yeah.
Crom, is that tipped? Yep.
Yeah. I didn't think it was, but like I said earlier, sometimes the angle from, this height is a lot different. And, I think even Naomi, who's the up ref tonight, wasn't quite sure, and she took that off the line judge for sure.
Asia Gross with the serve. Gerving with the dig. There's Spies. Out. Just long on the attack by Lydia Spies, and it'll be tied up at 7. Boy, these matches, set 1 was close after Legacy got out strong 7-0, and now back and forth we go in set 2. Gross serves it up. Gerving, dumped across by Haas, and it's going to be a point. Cannot be saved by Dukeshire of Legacy, and that setter dump converts for a point for St. Mary's.
It almost feels like it's 7-8 right now, but it feels like we're a little deeper into the game. I don't know. I think because the rallies have been so long in this second set.
And there's an ace for Koya Krenz for St. Mary's. I can tell you that tonight's game also brought to you by Chuppy Clinic of Bismarck. They offer more than just basic adjustments of the spine. Find them online at chuppy.com. Far side, Sand rises and hits, and that's going to be out. Off the ricochet, off the block, Legacy sent it across. It's wide. It's a point for St. Mary's.
That was exactly what Legacy wanted. It was a great set. It was a great pass to start off the play, but, really good elevation there by St. Mary's.
Crom, big time.
Yep.
Boy, when they get Chelsea Crom in rhythm, she's effective.
Yeah, she really is. When you can find a good middle in high school volleyball, it makes all of the difference because so many balls get funneled to the outside because of passing. So when you can be consistent in your passing and you have a really strong middle, it's the difference between good teams and great teams.
Barch sends it across. Now Sand sends it back, and it cannot be saved by Koya Krenz there. And that's going to be a point for Legacy, who closes. They were down 10-9. Check that, 10-7. 2 straight for the Sabres. Makes it 10-9 here in set 2. Josie Hahn at the service line. Jumps it over. Gerving sets it up. Now back to Gerving. And it's long. Yep.
And they're actually lucky their setter didn't get called for a carry, too. So take that one.
Tick for tat.
Yep, take that one and run.
Tied at 10. 3 straight stacked up here by the Sabres. Hahn puts it in play. Bump straight up. Now to the front row by Schweitzer. Saved by Summer, but it's out.
Good play. That's one of the really little things that makes a big difference for volleyball. She followed that ball all the way to the line to make sure it was out. Sometimes in the back row you get a little lazy and you go, I think that's out, right? When they actually follow that ball to the line, it's just that extra step and that little extra thing that you need to do to make sure it's out.
Oh, good spot there. Colby, high above the net, just tips it to the near corner. Point for Legacy. Okay, so how in the world, when there's 800 people here tonight and they're all yelling out, how do you not know that it's out when you're out on the court? Because everybody yells out.
Well, yeah, and you just pretend they're not there.
Oh, okay. So you're blocking them out.
I think you are, and I think one of the great things about volleyball is you do listen for your teammates' voices, right? It's one of those things that's discussed all the time. You got to talk, and it's said by every coach and it's said by every player, but teams that have great communication just play better. Mm-hmm. And so you do very much know the rest of your teammates' voice and if they're yelling out versus, the guy in the fourth row.
6 straight here for the Sabres, all served by Josie Hahn. Back set Schweitzer. Dig by Dukeshire. Set up by Colby. Sand far side. Good.
Really, really good sequence there. Yep, they got it.
Yeah,
I mean, they
seven.
got it, right? You know,
Yeah.
no choice there.
7 straight for Legacy. Forces Coach Trom into a timeout. A Hub International Insurance timeout. Call your local Hub agents Leif Olson and Josh Cattell for all your insurance needs. We break. 14-10 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Legacy has come all the way back to lead by 4. We're back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics.
St. Mary's, the good timeout there by Coach Trom. Gets a point on a tip dunk, I'll call it, by Lexi Gerving. Makes it 14-11.
Oh.
Brendel tries to return the favor, but that's wide.
Yeah, that was tough because they got exactly what they wanted there. It was a good set. They led her right to be able to tip that ball because that makes a big difference too, is how far that set is, set to be able to go there from the backside.
Pearl with the serve, sent over by the Sabres. Swing for Gerving, and that's going to be a point for Legacy as it went into the net.
Yeah, I mean, St. Mary's has just got to kind of figure out how to get that ball off of the net on those outside attacks. We talk about this all the time as setters. You have to be able to give your setter your outside, on the left side of the court a little bit more room so that they can have court vision, they can see where they're going to attack, and they can move around the block. The tighter you get, you got to be pretty lucky to actually get a split in the block to be able to get kill on those.
Saints get a point there by Summer Schweitzer, and it's 15-13. Legacy leads as Gabby Mann's back to serve. Puts it in play. Back row pass for Fleckenstein, sent over by Brendel. Pearl to Mann. Gerving. Long. Tack air for the St. Mary's Saints. And every time you look up, Legacy, other than when they were down 10-7 here in set 2, Sabres have been up by a couple, it seems like, this entire second set.
Kind of hanging in there, they haven't made a lot of errors. I mean, another service there. Okay, thanks, guys. But I mean, they haven't made a lot of errors. St. Mary's has had quite a few more attacking errors. If I was to guess, we don't have stats in front of us right this second, but that, it seems like they've had quite a few more attacking errors.
And what a save!
Wow, that was a great save. That was one of those ones like you just got lucky, Her goal was to just pop it back into her side of the court, and she just got a little more knuckle on it, and it just kind of came around for her. Because that ball, most of the time is going to go directly back into the net or outside of the antenna.
I was thinking it was outside the antenna, but Josie Hahn somehow got that across and a huge point. And then
awesome.
St. Mary's with the attack air, and there's Lydia Spies right on cue, tools the block. Gets that point right back for St. Mary's. It's 17-15 on your BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy by 2. And St. Mary's will have the sophomore Julia Barch back to serve. Short serve. Sand with a dig. Bumped by Nagel. Sent over by Fleckenstein.
Good spot.
Near side. Spies. Ooh, blocked. St. Mary's has it. Back to Spies again. Fleckenstein, the libero. Colby sets it up. Gross cannot get it across.
That's so hard. I mean, that's just that error that you just can't have. All you have to do is get it into the middle of the court. That's one of those ones that's just a point that you just can't get back.
And an ace. St. Mary's closes within 1 as Julia Barch, the 5'5" sophomore, sends Jen Astle into a timeout, brought to you tonight by Hub International Insurance. Call 355-3100. Ask for Michael Borman for all your commercial insurance needs. Legacy leads 1-0 in set 2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. It's 17 apiece. Legacy and St. Mary's. More after this break on the PSP Network.
No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options, and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Good action brewing here in set 2. Ooh, that's a big hit. Yeah. Brooke Haas with the heat.
Yep, good spot, good spot.
That's got to be a lonely feeling when you're looking down the gun barrel and you see that ball coming right at your noggin.
Yeah, my husband loves to remind me of the times that I got hit in the face while playing college volleyball. he loves to remind me, and it's not a great feeling when that block isn't there and it comes right down the line.
St. Mary's by 1. Middle swing by Schweitzer, kept alive by the Sabres. Set far pin for Gross. Saved by the Saints. Gabby Mann, she got tangled up and backed into the standard, and it's going to be 4 hits on St. Mary's, and the error gives us a tie match, 18-18 in set 2. Reese Dukeshire back to serve for the Legacy Sabres. The sophomore Dukeshire puts it in play. Gerving, near side Pearl. Sand bumps it up. Back row attack for Dukeshire. Ooh, nice play there by Gerving. Far side Haas. Ooh, too short on the tip. And it's going to be a point for Legacy.
Reese Dukeshire, she's really good. I was asking Jen a little. Jen said to me before the match, she said, "Oh, you know Reese's mom." And I said, "Do I?" I said, I can't think right off the bat. And she said, "Yeah, we used to play old Lady League volleyball together back in the day." And she said, and I'm like, yeah, it's been a few years since we did that together. And her mom played at NDSU and Jamestown, so she's got a little volleyball history in her.
Yeah, right on cue. She has an ace, makes it 20-18. Dukeshire puts it in play. Near side hit for Spies is down. Didn't get all of that one, but a little bit of a changeup. It was effective.
Yep, definitely that off speed. You got to mix it in. It's great to swing hard, 7 out of 10, but you got to make sure that you're getting 3 in there that are off speed that keep that defense back on their toes.
Brooke Haas tipped over by Schweitzer. Now a free ball. Saved by Gerving. Back row attack by Richter. And St. Mary's now gets a set. Legacy gets a set there for Gross. Blocked by the Saints. Flat-footed attack for Lydia Spies, and she found a good spot in that back row. And we're tied at 20.
Yeah, Jen is not loving that. I mean, it was definitely, she was just out of place. Something that's, probably pretty rare for her as a libero. She probably just read it a little bit wrong off the attack.
Crom pushed across by Sand. Middle swing Schweitzer off the block. Libero puts it in play. Back row attack Dukeshire. Brooke Haas. Now far side, Josie Armstrong with the rip. Now a middle tip, good spot. Chelsea Crom.
She saw it there and she took it. Really great court vision by her to know it was open. Good job by them to actually set that spot and, come in right there for that one.
Asia Gross back to serve. Legacy leads 21-20. Josie Armstrong rips it off the block. 5'3", and she can get some things done.
We had talked about her a little bit yesterday going into this. She is short, but she's got some ups. She does a good job. And, on the outside, you have a lot of, like we were talking about, when you have a lot of attack angle from that outside, and you're able to see that block. If you can hit it off that block, you're going to get a lot of points that way. You don't have to be the tallest kid.
21-21. And the service error for the Saints gives Legacy a lead, 22-21, late here in set 2. Josie Hahn back to serve for the Sabres. Haas at the net. Armstrong, they set her middle. Legacy with a backslide for Brooklyn Brendel. Haas Gives it up. And that's going to be an attack error there for the Saints. Armstrong couldn't convert there, and it's 23-21.
Yeah, tough this late in the game, too. You know, you just kind of got to keep that ball in play sometimes, especially when you guys are, you know, don't have the serve, and you just need to make sure that that ball's playable.
Sabres by 2. Saints need a side out. Schweitzer and Haas get tangled up. Now Schweitzer just rolls it across. Here comes a far side hit for Sand. Oh.
She was really early on that too, so good for her to be able to hang in the air on that one because she jumped a little bit too early. Some of the parents here, they want a lift called on that one. I wouldn't have called the lift. I mean, to me, she was a little bit early on that. She attacked a little bit late, but
yeah, that was some levitation there by Brina Sand.
She did a really good job of staying in the air.
Gerving on set point here for Legacy. Dukeshire, St. Mary's sets it up for Lexi Gerving. Now in the back row, Barch gets it over to Haas. Tipped by Schweitzer. Now set up by Schweitzer. Back to Haas. Near side Gerving off the block. Good rally here. Now it's dumped across. Oh, Haas saw it, read it, and converted.
That's tough. That's really tough. It was a great tip by her. Really tough for the defenders to watch that one go down, Anytime that you get into a really deep rally like that, that is kind of, the moment that you need to be more on your toes for those setter attacks because they're trying to end the rally. That's their goal.
Saints keep it alive. Gerving!
Wow, they got lucky there on that being out. I don't think that was touched. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that was touched. She just kind of hit that out.
Gerving sends it wide, and it gives set 2 to the Legacy Sabres. Sabres 2-0. Final score in set 2, 25-22 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We're back with set 3 after this timeout on the PSP Network.
10 years ago, I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner. I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial. This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at PSP.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Reminder after the game, we'll have our Sport Clips MVP of the game, our player of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. They're located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck, and they're home to the MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips brings you tonight's match or game MVP. Take your pick, I guess, as Legacy leads 2-0. Todd Domrey's Tia Streeter back at Legacy High School. Hausler Gymnasium, to be specific, is Legacy, I guess, has found a way.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great game so far just because I think the two teams are as evenly matched as advertised, right? Yeah. I mean, there's a reason that they're sitting where they're at in the standings and why they're so close to each other. Very, very evenly matched. I would say Legacy for sure has been able to put together some momentum, some runs that has really, been helpful. When you're playing rally score, if you're ping-ponging back and forth every point, it's really difficult. And so you got to try to string some runs together, and they've been able to do that.
Served into play by Colby. Middle attack, and it's down for Barch.
You know what I can't get over, and this is just really old volleyball, is, volleyball switches sides of the court after each set. Thanks to COVID. Now, it really struck me after the first match. I was like, what is happening? And then I'm like, oh, that's right. Just kind of one of those odd changes that they've kind of had to make that we're all dealing with. But it is kind of funny to go, because you do technically, when you get to pick towards the end of a match, you'll pick your side based on which side you've been playing better on. Mm-hmm. And so in this type of a situation, that's not even an option.
Takes a strategy element out of the contest. Yep. Attack error there by Spies makes it 2-1 Legacy. Set up there for Barch, and she has an attack error into the middle of the nets. It'll be 3-1 Legacy here in set 3. The Sabres looking to win their 7th consecutive match. They lead 3-1 in set 3 and 2-0 in after winning the first 2 sets, 25-23 and 25-22. And kind of the Achilles heel tonight for the Sabres has been service errors. They get another one there. And Barch back to serve for the Saints. Colby back set, and finding a spot there is Brooklyn Brendel.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be something that when Jen walks out of this match, win or lose, that's going to be something she can immediately say, this is where we struggled. And that's serving, because that is something that you 100% control on your side of the court. And so when you're not serving well and you're missing serves, you can't blame the other team, So that's something that I think she's going to walk away from this match saying, okay, that's a spot that tomorrow when we go to practice, we got to figure it out.
Spies gets another kill for the Saints. 4-3 Legacy. Crom with a big hit. Saved. I think that was off the melon of Lexi Gerving, and now you're going to get the setter Colby into the net. And it's going to end up being a point for St. Mary's. Gerving is just laughing about it. Like, I took that one off the chin.
Right, yeah. Really great one to get back over. Those are the ones that you just love to. When the other team really attacks the ball hard and you get that dig up, it feels so good. It's such a momentum shift.
It feels better if you get a point out of it, too, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Asia Gross, and that's into the net. 5-4. The leads have been slim tonight for St. Mary's. They've had a 10-7 advantage in set 2, but that's been about it. It's been Legacy kind of wire to wire here as Sand digs it out. Tipped over by Nagel. Yeah. Great spot there by the senior.
All night that's been wide open for them. That's got to be, I want to say, their 4th or 5th kill. So in volleyball, when you're looking at the court, there's a spot number for everything on the court. And so that's what we call spot number 4, and they've really been taking advantage of that.
Gerving digs it out. Rising and ricocheting one off the block is Summer Schweitzer, and the point goes to St. Mary's. They lead 6-5.
Yeah, their setter, number 6, what am I blanking on? Colby. So she really just needs to seal a little tighter the net. She's a little too far off the net when she jumped, and that was the difference right there for her of being able to put that back onto their side or not.
Haas with a back set for Schweitzer, and that one sails long. And we're tied up at 6. It's been uncanny how close these 3 sets have been.
Yeah, really good volleyball. I mean, just steady. Just both teams, while they've, each made mistakes, it hasn't been a lot of mistakes in a row, even when the other team has gotten, some momentum here and there.
Free ball for Legacy. They get a back row attack from Gross. Oh, what a block.
Yeah, good job. Good job for her to stick on that one, not try to follow it across. She stuck on that back row attack, and it made the big difference. Because you always get, anytime a player attacks on the back row, you're always on a single block. You always got that middle staying up for that, and so good job by her.
Yeah, great play there by Mary Richter, the senior. Got that block for the Saints. Now Deeks sets it up. Little backslide there for Crum. Back to St. Mary's. Gerving attacks, blocked by the Sabres. Now bumped across, free ball. Here comes Legacy. Sand, that's wide. Tried it right down the line. Couldn't hit the line. And St. Mary's enjoys an 8-6 lead here on your BNC National Bank scoreboard in set 3. Pearl back to serve for the Saints. Colby, far side Sand. Ooh, that was in. Good spot there.
That's what she wanted that last time.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted that line. This time she came back. Good for her for not shying away from it, you know. Sometimes when you miss that hit, then you're not going to go after it the next time because you just missed it out of bounds. So good for her.
Yeah, perfect placement in the corner. Had some velocity on it, too, did Brina Sand.
Yeah, that was probably one of the harder hit balls we've seen tonight, honestly.
Hahn with a short serve. Haas, bump set. Schweitzer into the net. And we're tied at 8. St. Mary's gets a couple.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's a couple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legacy stacks a couple. Minor after the game, we'll have our move of the game tonight, brought to you by Jobbers. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers Moving and Storage brings you our move of the game. Free ball sent over. Here comes St. Mary's. Gerving off the block. Tipped over by Colby. Sent over by Brooklyn Brendel, and that's a winner.
You know, that's kind of one of those tough plays where you can't really say either team made a mistake or St. Mary's made a defensive mistake there. It was just kind of one of those tough plays that you almost can't like predict. You know, sometimes volleyball can be a little predictable. You expect the hitter to hit this angle, or you expect the ball to go out to this attacker. That one was a little unexpected, and I think, you know, St. Mary's was kind of not quite ready for it.
Summer Schweitzer with the outside swing, and that's good for the Saints, and we're tied at 9. Fans, reminder tonight's game brought to you in part by Tires Plus. All the brands under one roof with guaranteed low prices. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. Tip by Sand, saved by the Saints, swing by Gerving. Saved by Dukeshire. Flat-footed attack, and that's long for Brina Sand.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, just an unforced error. Those are ones that as soon as you hit it, you go, oh, man, come on. You know, you know, she had a spot in mind. She was going for that back corner. Just kind of mishit it.
Colby, and there's that spot again, but this one's spot 4.
They know it's open, you know. Sometimes you just miss, you know. Sometimes you just got to keep going until you come back. Good serve.
Yeah, really good serve there by Gabby Mann, and a little miscommunication, but Gerving rips one and saved by Dukeshire. Deeks keeps it alive. What a play and hustle by the Sabres. Yeah. Gerving, tools it off the block.
Went down, you know, I mean, it looked like it was going to. That was, you know, that rally was kind of, you know, the feeling in the gym was kind of coming up throughout that entire rally, and if that would have went down, I think that would have been a huge moment for a Legacy right there.
St. Mary's leads 12-9, looking to force a set 4 here. Another good serve by Mann. Sand tips it across. Mann keeps it alive. Pearl sets it up. Haas swings. Dug out by Deeks. Back row attack for Dukeshire. Bumped across. Free ball. And it's on a tee for Colby, and she delivers.
Yep. You know, those are the kind of balls. Anytime that the other team passes it over the net like that, you got to return to sender. You know, those are the balls that you always say, we got to put that down. If you don't put that down, you're kind of in trouble. And so you got to say, hey, thanks for that one. Thanks for the point.
Spees with the back row pass. Swing there by the middle, Julia Barch, and a point really for St. Mary's.
Really good hit.
13-10, Saints lead here in set 3. Sabres lead 2-0. Gerving, libero, Sand. Now Mann has it for St. Mary's. Spees.
Stayed out of the net,
Yeah. She could not stay out of the net.
Mann did a good job of staying out of the net, but I think it was their middle attacker then kind of came through on trying to get out of the way.
You get those tight sets like that and you swing, you're almost guaranteed to go in there. You almost have to tip those.
Yeah.
13-11, Saints lead. Brina Sand, the senior, back to serve for the Sabres. Middle tip. Haas saved by Sand. Near side swing for Nagel. That's blocked.
finally played defense off that block. One of the first times they've struggled there tonight.
Gross rolls one across. Now down the line goes Spies, but that's wide.
Yeah, they kind of needed that there. We're back within a point.
Yep. Back and forth we go. I can tell you tonight's game brought to you by the Medicine Shop in Bismarck. Proud to support local athletes. Is the Medicine Shop. 13-12. Sabres on top. Or check that, Saints on top. Sabres trying to tie it up. Flat-footed attack there for Nagel. Near side Spies. Paintbrushes that one over. Now a far side pin and a hit for Gross. Saved by the Saints. Ooh, that one had some heat. Brooke Haas.
Yeah, she just got that right between the block. That middle didn't get all the way over to close the block. It was right there, and she hit it exactly on the ball. That's what you're looking for on that side. You're looking for that split. Very rarely are you going to get no block up there, so you're always looking for that split because that's where your defense is going to have struggle playing.
Barch back to serve, and now it's going to be a free ball for the Saints. They lead 14-12. Back to Haas one more time. But if she's hot, you got to set her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gross's shot is tipped. Nice hustle there by the Saints. Now they get a middle shot for Richter, and that's going to be a point. Mary Richter.
They're just a little bit in system all of a sudden. They get that little hit of momentum. Their pass is going to the target. It's allowing their setters to really have a much better chance to get it to their hitters.
And Jen Astle wants timeout for the Sabres, brought to you by the Hubbard National. They're located on Burnt Boat Drive in Northwest Bismarck. Set 3, St. Mary's 15, Legacy 12 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We're back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Set 3. St. Mary's gets a free gift there. Going to be an ace credited to sophomore Julia Barch. She'll put it in play again for the Saints. Set by Colby. Far side swing for Gross. Off the block and in. A kill for Asia Gross.
Really, really good set, honestly. I feel like Colby's done a really good job setting the outside tonight. Her ball has been nearly perfect, honestly, which is which can be really tough for setters. It's one of the sets that you work on the most, but it's the furthest set from you, so it tends to be your least consistent, and she's done a really good job of just kind of putting it in the same spot every time.
Back row attack for Brina Sand, and St. Mary's gets called into the net, and Legacy creeping right back into it. 16-14, Saints lead is trimmed to 2.
Whereas, those missed serves have haunted Legacy tonight. I think it's net calls that have really haunted St. Mary's, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what a dig there by the libero Fleckenstein. Sent over by the Sabres. Back set for Haas. Tip. Saved by Haas. Put back in play. Near side swing for Nagel. Mistimed her jump there. St. Mary's back with a middle swing for Richter. Now Crom, her shot blocked. But it falls in that spot 4 again. Gerving can't save it. It's a kill for Chelsea Crom.
That's been a while for her. She's been a little bit quiet the last couple of rotations here in this third game. She had 9 kills so far in the match coming into the third game. She had 5 in the first and 4 in the second.
Oh, and Spies must have got that one into the antenna or something.
Yeah, I honestly missed it.
Yeah.
This is pretty critical right now, though, for St. Mary's, because being down 2 games, well, there's another missed serve, but being down 2 games, and this close to 20 points, they've got to make sure that they don't let a couple slip by here.
Fleckenstein with the service error. Now Brooke Haas puts it in play for the Saints. Sand digs, set for Crom, blocked by St. Mary's. Back set now for Nagel, near side swing. Oh, what a play.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's into the net, and you're going to get a kill for Micah Nagel.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, she's got that ball up, and, we've kind of talked earlier about the first to 20 and how important that is in the mindset for most teams because of rally scoring. But really, you think about volleyball in a game of 5. So when we talk about you got to win 5, you got to win 5 here. So first to 5, first to 10, first to 15, but it's really that first to 20 that makes a huge difference. And we're coming right up on it here in this third.
Lydia Spee is in that far side, finds the corner. Gives St. Mary's an 18-17 lead. Back to service Barch. Back row attack for Sand off the net. Gerving saves. Back to Gerving. Swings. Tipped at the net. Colby sets it up for Gross. Roll shot is down.
Good shot. Yep. They haven't rolled a lot of balls deep into that 3 to 6 spot right there. They've hit that 4 spot. They haven't hit a lot of balls right into the middle of the court, what we kind of call the donut.
18-18 on your BNC Bank scoreboard here in set 3. Ooh, another one off the tape.
I thought that was going to be another net call there. Ooh, somebody was in the net, but no call.
Schweitzer, can it be saved by the Sabres? Yes, good hustle by Fleckenstein. Set near side for Gerving, tip left-handers down.
Good job to just keep that in play. Again, it was a tight set out to the outside. She was able to just keep her body in control, keep it in play, and she did a good job of putting it in, a spot that really is a tough one to defend.
Pearl with St. Mary's leading by 1. Crom rips. No, that's wide.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get a touch call there, but, that one's out.
St. Mary's creeps up on top by 2, 20-18. Dukeshire sets it up to Colby, far side.
Oh,
that's out, yeah. Just barely long there on the big hit by Brina Sand. And a timeout. Legacy wants to talk about it as St. Mary's leads here in set 3, but Legacy leads 2 sets to none. We're back after this Hub International Insurance timeout. Call Hub International today for all your personal and business insurance needs. 21-18, St. Mary's in set 3. We're back after this break on the PSP Network.
I don't know. I sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom.
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you. When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
You want to give a coach gray hair, call your best play for a side out and get an error. That's exactly what Legacy did there. St. Mary's leads 22-18 and a kill.
Good job by St. Mary's here the last few points. They've really been putting the pressure on Legacy. Legacy's gotten some good looks. They've been swinging hard. They just haven't been able to come through.
Saints by 5, and that's going to be wide.
Yep.
Saints keep stacking points here. Jen Astle up looking for a tip out of bounds, but it's wide. It'll be 24-18, set point for the Saints here in set 3. Fleckenstein pushed across, free ball for the Saints. Bump set, near side Gerving, off the back row.
Yeah.
And St. Mary's wins set 3. 25-18. Hey, let's play 4.
Yeah, we knew it couldn't go 3, right?
We'll play at least 4 tonight from Legacy.
For that.
Yeah, from Legacy tonight as St. Mary's rights the ship. They win set 3, 25-18, but Legacy still leads 2-1. We're back with set 4 on the PSP Network.
Answer. BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
I mentioned our upcoming PSP Network schedule, as on Friday night we'll have a doubleheader, high school football, Legacy at Minot. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, and Century against Bismarck at the Community Bowl, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. You can hear both those games and see both those games on the PSP Network this Friday. And, of course, Saturday morning you got the overtime session with Scott Woodmansey, 10 a.m. on Saturdays on the PSP Network. St. Mary's and Legacy. Now Legacy leads 2-1 after the Saints win set 3, 25-18. Both these teams looking to kind of stake claim to that third spot here in the WDA standings. Century and Bismarck have kind of cleared from the rest of the pack, and St. Mary's, Legacy, Mandan, Jamestown real close for that 3, 4, 5, 6 spot. So this is an important matchup when it comes to seeding, and St. Mary's kind of was sleepwalking a little bit to start. They got out 7-0 in the very first set, but boy, since then they have kind of just gotten a little bit of momentum, and that's the one thing about volleyball that I find all the time that's fascinating to me, T, is it is such a momentum sport.
It is.
And once you get it, it's hard to get it back.
It's really hard to get it back. And I wish I had like this great thing to say about why, momentum and how you shift it back and forth, but sometimes it is just the simplest thing. Yeah. Sometimes it is one kill or one block that really can just change the entire trajectory of a game. But going into this game, Legacy has to get the ball back to Chelsea Crom. So she had 9 kills in the first 2 games, and she only had 1 in that last game. That's a big difference. You've got to have her more involved in your offense. And as far as, St. Mary's goes, it's just kind of about unforced errors for them. They've made quite a few tonight, and if they can make sure that they attack the ball in bounds while being aggressive, I think that's how they really, push this game or push this match into a 5th game.
St. Mary's puts it into play in the first set. Nagel tips it across. St. Mary's back for Gerving. Goes sideline with the cutter. The thumb down is good for Lexi Gerving.
Yeah, that was a great hit. We talked a couple times tonight about, just defense being a little bit out of placement. Same thing, the left back for Legacy, she was just pulled a little bit too far out, and, she can't get that ball, but then is pushed all the way back to the line.
And a couple of bad receive errors here for Legacy on point 1. They had a "you got it, I'll take it." Now they just let a back row where they thought it was long, and it settles in for an ace for Gabby Mann, and now St. Mary's gives it right back with a service error.
Yeah, and she started that game really strong, and she actually, in that third game, she was serving really tough too. In the first 2 games, I hadn't really noticed her serving that tough, and then that third game, she really kind of picked up the pace on that serve, and then this, to start this game, I was going to say that's a double contact for sure.
It's a tough set when you're running with your back to the net, running backwards, trying to keep that baby in play, and it's a carry for the Saints. The error gives the point to the Sabres, and it's 3-2. It's the soup of the day. It's the soup du jour.
Yeah.
Service errors for the Sabres, and
I'm kind of cringing for them, honestly.
Yeah. What do you think they're going to be working on in practice tomorrow?
Yeah, 100%. Because like I said earlier, it's that thing that you can control yourself, and you have to control what you can control, and that's it.
Sabres can't get it across. 4 hits gives the point to St. Mary's, who has Koya Krenz back to serve, the junior. 5-2 early on here in set 4. And that's another.
Oh, good serve, yeah. So that's what we call in volleyball a float serve. You know, it kind of catches, no rotation, and it kind of picks up a little bit of pace, and it picks up some air underneath it, and then, there's that ball that you just don't notice. Is it going to drop or is it not? And that ball just dropped and hit the exact spot that you wanted.
Just like that knuckleball in baseball.
Yep, exactly. You're going for no rotation.
Middle swing for Chelsea Crom, trying to get her going, but that time it's into the net. And St. Mary's out strong here in set number 4. Legacy leading 2-1, but the Saints lead 7-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Fleckenstein, Dukeshire, back row hit for Sand. Kept alive by the Saints. Near side, Spees, and that one sails long.
Definitely more energy on St. Mary's side of the net right now. You can kind of feel it, Legacy's going to have to pick up a little bit more energy if they're going to kind of come back. We talked about momentum quite a bit, and that just really is about how energetic your team is sometimes.
That's a good start. Get an ace from Asia Gross.
She's had a quietly good match. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the player of the game when the Sabres went up and took a double counter from Minot. Middle hit for Haas, kept alive by the Sabres. Legacy puts it across. Quick middle hit for Richter, check that, for Barch. Pushed across by the Sabres. Outside swing there for Haas. Tipped down.
Yeah.
The block party was well formed there for the Sabres.
They needed that. They haven't had a block in a while. They kind of needed to return one of those, especially, when you've already got the serve. It's just kind of like that really great piece that kind of keeps you plugging. Oh, that was close.
Well, we talked about Legacy with a couple of those back rows where the defense couldn't read it, but that was an interesting one there as the Saints just expertly let that one sail about an inch long.
I think my brain stopped keeping track of how many missed serves Legacy's had, but I think it's 10.
Yeah. Pushed across by Colby, sent back across by the Saints. Saved by Krenz. Spees dug out by Sand. Back row rip by Maddie Deeks, and that's a point.
Yep. Good swing right down the line. Kind of something that when she hits that ball down the line and your, middle back, she's coming over. Like you saw in that one, all of her momentum is going out of bounds. So unless she has her arms turned at the exact right way with her platform, she's almost more likely to pass it out of bounds. So it was a really good job by them.
8-6, Saints lead. Big hit there for Spees, and it's going to be a kill for Lydia Spees as she's come alive here in sets 3 and 4 for St. Mary's.
I think it helped once we started getting her name and number right?
Yeah, when we didn't think it was the freshman, right. Addison Kukowski.
Now that we got her, she's, I think we brought her to life, Todd.
Those tricky Saints pulling the jersey switcheroo on us. I don't think it fooled the Sabres, but it fooled us. Spees again. This time it's saved by these Sabres. To the net. Ooh, and then a little joust and a put down there for Brina Sand.
Just a quick shift in momentum right here, and it's, right back to a 2-point game.
9-7, St. Mary's leads here in set 4. Colby on the serve. Haas with the bump set to Schweitzer. In. Ooh. It's good. Far corner.
Yeah. They were the entire Sabres defense was, way in front of that free throw line. Nobody was back home playing defense.
The fans tonight's game brought to you in part by the Chuppy Clinic. Find them online at chuppy.com. Sand. Haas has it for St. Mary's. Now it's just pushed across and off the basketball standard. That's got to be frustrating. Some gyms you get that more than others. You haven't seen it a lot tonight, but it goes off the rafters, and it's a point for St. Mary's.
And some gyms it's automatically a replay. So, it's up to the officials and the gym what they actually call those. If they're going to be, automatically playable, sometimes they'll call them automatic replays if it'll hit a basketball hoop like that.
Is that like your ground rules?
Yeah, kind of.
Your home court ground rules?
Yeah, it is actually.
11-8 after the service error on the Saints. Sabres down by 3. Gerving sends it across for the Saints. Back set Nagel near side. Blocked. Point. That time it was Lexi Gerving along with Mary Richter with a half block each.
Yeah, 4-point lead here all of a sudden, you know. They extended that 2 into 4, and that's a big difference.
Gross far pin, dug out by Pearl. Middle hit, pushed across by Barch. Back to Gross. Rips and scores.
About to see if they can take advantage here. Now they're bringing Chelsea back into the front row, so this is kind of that spot where you say, hey, our best hitter, she's now in the front row. You've got to take advantage and use her again.
Lexi Gerving off the block. Karams to the court, and it's 13-9 in favor of St. Mary's. Legacy controlled sets 1 and 2. St. Mary's won set 3, 25-18. Now the Saints lead here by 4. Gabby Mann bumped up by Sand. Far swing for Gross. It's down.
That's a tough one. Just a little bit of off speed, and I don't think St. Mary's was expecting it to be off speed. I don't think she quite attacked that ball the way she wanted to. She came kind of high up at that and looked like she was going to swing with a lot of velocity. And I think St. Mary's just a little back on their heels.
Dukeshire puts it in play for the Sabres. Brought across by Brooke Haas. Gross again. Ooh, that one had heat. Saved and a nice dig by Pearl.
Good job.
Swing by Gerving is down.
Yeah, really good job to keep that ball playable. It was a little tight still on the outside, but, she did such a good job of keeping that as like a solid attack. It was still aggressive. She gave St. Mary's a really good opportunity to get a point.
Shout out to the student sections tonight, boy. I didn't know they had that much
good,
pink.
Right? Yeah.
Both St. Mary's and Legacy well represented on pink night tonight from Hausler Gymnasium at Legacy. 14-10, Saints lead. Another hit and a big one by Gross. Punishes it for the kill.
That's the ball that I really would like to see the setter. I'd really like to see Colby dish that up to Chelsea. She hasn't even set her the ball, and so if you're not setting her, she can't get a kill.
Gross back to serve with the Sabres down 3. Nice dig there. Now a free ball for Legacy. Little backslide for Crum. And we haven't heard from her in a while.
No, they finally gave her the ball. It's really hard. It's why middle hitters, middle attackers don't get more attacks at the ball, is because you do have to have a really good pass. And that one was set up because the right back was able to set it up to the setter, and so it was really controlled environment.
And you're going to get Legacy into the net. Big middle swing there for the Saints results in a point. St. Mary's leads 15-12. And you're going to have Julia Barch back to serve for the Saints. Oh, wait a minute. That's not Julia Barch. I just figured it out. That's Mickey Messer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I've been goofing up the entire night. Them Saints changed jerseys on us. Okay, now we have to recalibrate as that is an attack error there by the Sabres, and it's 16-12 as, okay, officially we were wondering where Mickey Messer was the entire night. They just
found her.
They cut her jersey in half. It's 16, it's 8, not 16. Tipped across by Crum. Good spot.
I think St. Mary's has figured out that Legacy's going after that spot. But just because you figured it out and you start camping out there doesn't mean they can't still get it around you.
16-13 Saints here in set 4. Legacy leads 2-1 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Josie Hahn jump serves it. Almost got the Saints unaware there. Krenz keeps it alive. Spees, nope. Gonna get a lift. Whistled on the Saints. And Legacy crawls within 2. Krenz will come off. Gerving will sub in. Almost like a modified timeout there.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's definitely a spot that sometimes you'll substitute just for that little change of pace. You hope that, you hang up the server. It's like calling a, timeout on a field goal kicker.
Spees, good spot. into that, what is that, 2-3 spot in the back there?
That's actually the 6th spot.
Sixth spot, okay, yeah. Thanks for keeping me out of the ditch there.
Yeah, so right in the, where the right back is the 1, and then it comes up through the, through the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4 across, and then 5 in the back left corner, and 6 right in the back middle.
St. Mary's gets a hit for Spies. Now Sand rips. Kept alive, now dumped across by Haas. Colby dumps it right back. St. Mary's gets a set from Haas, back set to Schweitzer, who just has to bump it. Free ball for Legacy, tipped by Sand. Oh, that's a good spot.
You know, that ball had a lot of spin on it. You know, Legacy's lucky that actually didn't get called a double contact. It very easily could have. So really good job by the outside to be able to control that ball back in, take that spin, and really put it back into play.
17-15, Saints lead is 2. Can the Saints get a side out? Spies!
Yeah, there you go.
Boy, she's been on that side and she's been effective. She's been on the near side and been effective.
Yep. And the timing was dead on for that block for Legacy. They just weren't sealed to the net.
Spies with a good serve.
Yep.
Good dig there by Fleckenstein. Sand.
Great dig there, too.
Kept alive by the Saints. Swing by Gerving. Sent over. Back to Gerving. Little cut shot to the far sideline. Good save by Les Sabres. Good rally
really good
here.
Ball control.
Gerving again. Dug out by Deeks. Tipped across.
Yeah.
Nice. Sand finds the spot.
Big point right there. Big point. Those are the hardest. You know, it's like, it's so demoralizing when a tip goes down after a really long rally.
Yep.
It really is. It just hurts your soul.
18-16 Saints by a couple. Summer Schweitzer off the block. Finds a hole. Saints lead 19-16.
You know, their setter is in the back row right now for Legacy, and that's kind of sometimes a weak spot for defenses, is when their setter is in the back row and you get a ball like that, because a lot of times your setter wants to get up to the front row and she wants to set. And so she kind of has that decision to make. Is she going to play defense, or is she going to hope that that ball's passed up by somebody else? And you could see that physically happen on that play.
It's funny how many times that happens when the libero's coming in to serve. They always have to check that,
yeah.
You know, that rotation, right?
It's tough.
Yep. Pearl puts it in play with the Saints leading by 3. Brendel tries to tip it. Schweitzer into the net.
That's such a tough angle for her. I mean, anytime, I mentioned that, I think, in the first game. You know, anytime that right side of the court has to watch that, you know, ball go over their shoulder to their right attacking shoulder, it's such a hard ball. I always feel so bad for right fronts when they have to do that. It's a long reach.
Messer sends it across for St. Mary's. Now they'll come near side for Gerving. Big hit. Good dig by Fleckenstein. Back for the Saints. They set Schweitzer, who just pushes it across. Middle set coming for Crum, off the block. Big point for the Sabres.
You know, really predictable. Like, that's the ball that, as a coach, you're saying, hey, setter, don't set it to our middle when we're perfectly in system.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of want to keep it off. But honestly, she's such a good hitter that she's kind of able to take that attack on.
And the Sabres have a well-formed block, and that's a point. And we're tied at 19. Legacy has crawled all the way back here in set 4. Legacy looking to close it out. Can the Saints extend it to a set 5? Fleckenstein. Haas dumps it, saved by Crum. Colby sets it up for Nagel. Flat-footed shot is good.
That's big right there. You know, that's a ball that she was just kind of hoping to get in. And, you know, she had a good enough, you know, angle that she was able to get that over aggressively.
Yeah, big point there for the senior Nagel here in set 4. And we break a Hub International Insurance timeout. Call your local Hub agents Leif Olson and Josh Cattell for all your personal insurance needs. 20-19, Legacy leads in set 4, and the Sabres lead 2-1. We're back on the PSP Network after this timeout.
Of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center.
Back connection in set 4. And Legacy. It's a kill for Asia Gross. And it's 21-19. The Sabres have come storming back here, looking to close this one out on their home court.
Yep, they're feeling good right now. You know, you can really feel it from them. They're speeding up the game. You know, anytime that you're playing really, really good, you speed up the game. Anytime that you're really struggling, you go, hey, walk that back to the service line. Hey, tie your shoe. But you can tell they're taking that ball and they're running back to the end line to serve that as quick as they can. Because, you know, these are the moments where you go, okay, let's get it over with.
Yep.
We're up by 3.
And Asia Gross just did make it a 3-point lead. 22-19 Legacy. They lead 2-1 here in set 4. Fleckenstein, ooh, and Spies couldn't control it. A receive error there at a bad time for the Saints. And just like that, Legacy leads 23-19. And the Saints want timeout. Erica Traum wants to talk about it, try to change this momentum late in set 4. Can Legacy close it out? We'll find out when we come back on your BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy leads in set 4, 23-19.
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
I hope you've enjoyed this North Dakota High School girls volleyball matchup tonight from the capital city of Bismarck. Legacy, the home team, leads 23-19 in set 4. Sabres up 2-1. Fleckenstein puts it in play. Haas sets it up. Josie Armstrong. No, that's too tall. The attack error gives Legacy set point.
Yeah, and you know, they wanted the touch call, but it just wasn't there. You know, you're just kind of hoping for that at that point. You know, ooh, it's close. Let's just hope maybe we get luck.
Fleckenstein puts it in play. Can the Saints get a side out? Middle swing for Messer. Now a dump across. Ooh, almost put down, but a good save by Legacy. Haas, near side Gerving, rises and gets a winner.
Yep,
good kill there and a play there for the Saints. Gerving keeps her team alive.
Interesting how they play music at this point. I kind of like it, you know? Like, I mean, they're this close to the win. I can't remember what point did they turn it on match point, or did they turn it on a little bit earlier? But I mean, you know, gets that momentum in here.
Gabby Mann now Gross for the win.
Oh,
cuts it.
Wow.
Crom sends it across. Mann sets it up, back hit, and a point.
Yeah.
Brooke Haas just tooled the block, and the Saints close within 24-21.
Brooke Haas has been really good tonight. She's been really, really good. Just, you know, she's been, I think you said it during the pregame, she does it all for them, and she does, you know.
And an ace. 24-22. St. Mary's not going quietly. Gabby Mann puts it in play. Libero sets it up. Now a backswing for Sand. And that's it.
That's a tough ball to lose it on if you're St. Mary's too, because you know usually that ball, when it comes from the back row, has a lot of time to come across the net, and it's usually a pretty easy ball to dig up. So kind of a tough one, but really great game. Fun way to end it.
Absolutely. Put a wrap on this one. The final score in set 4 is our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show comes up next. Legacy wins 3-1. Your final in set 4. Legacy 25, St. Mary's 22. We're back with our postgame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
Todd Domrich, Tia Streeter back at Legacy High School as Legacy wins this one 3-1. Time now for our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. Helping clients towards their financial freedom. Planning Team Financial Advisors brings you our postgame. Let's send it down courtside now. Tia Streeter's got Jen Astle and Chelsea Crum. Take it away, Tia.
All right, thanks, Todd. We're down here with Coach Jen Astle. So, Jen, you guys played earlier in the season. You lost that match to them. What was the difference tonight?
You know, I think we just limited our runs. There was not as many big runs for us as there was that first time that we played them. You know, it was still great defense by St. Mary's. They're a team that, like, just keeps that ball coming over. So we up our tempo a little bit more. I think the stretches that we were more successful, we were able to mix up our tempo and find some different places to put the ball.
I think I said during the match that the big difference tonight for you guys was service errors, and that was probably something that was going to haunt you tonight after the game was over. Do you feel like that?
Well, the first time we played them, I definitely think we had more service errors. Okay. So that was actually probably a little bit better. You know, we're real aggressive with our serving. You know, it's hard for our mindset to change about volleyball because it used to be so important to have that serve and to get those serves in. And so if you're serving aggressively and you're seeing some aces, you know, that's just as much or just as important as swinging at the ball and hitting it out. So we talk about it. There were a little bit more than we would have liked tonight. I don't quite think our ace to error ratio is where we wanted it, but you know, we're looking to just be more aggressive.
Pretty balanced attack wise though. I would say you guys got a number of kills from quite a few girls. How important is that for you guys to spread the ball around?
I think that is one of our strengths. You know, when you look at teams in our conference, there's a lot that rely on one or two kids. And so luckily for us, we have a pretty balanced attack. There's a lot of kids that can kind of carry the load at different times. And so especially in a sport like this where it's so emotional at times, if somebody kind of starts struggling, somebody else can kind of step in and pick them up with their play.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. We'll see if we can grab Chelsea here. All right, Todd, now we're joined by Chelsea Crum. Chelsea, what did you think was the difference tonight?
I just feel like we've really done well on our communication recently, and we've been working on that a lot. And overall, we've just been able to come through that and it helps us come through our matches and be able to pull back from when we get down in those holes.
You know, your coach said that before the match started that for you guys, you know, this is a young team. This is a team that's kind of had to figure it out as the year's gone along. What do you think has kind of started to turn the corner? You guys are on a 7-game win streak right now.
I just think we were all just not used to playing with each other, and we had to give us some time to be able to know how each other plays and just get used to playing beside each other.
What's next for you guys as far as kind of picking up the pace in the second half of the WDA season? What do you guys need to still kind of continue to focus on?
I think we really need to focus on our service and continue focusing on our communication, because that's honestly what puts us in those holes but also brings us back out of them, and just our celebration and stuff will really help pull us through matches.
Thanks, Chelsea. Great match tonight. All right, Todd, we'll send it back up to you.
Yeah, well done down on the court there. Tia Streeter, you heard from head coach Jen Astle, and also, hey, one of our players of the game tonight. You'll hear about that in just a moment. Chelsea Crom with a team high and double figures with kills tonight for the Legacy Sabres. Our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show rolls on, whether you're looking for full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online at planningteam.com. So much more to come. We'll give you a BNC Bank scoreboard update. We'll give you some final stats. We'll give you our player of the game and our move of the game as our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show rolls on from Legacy High School tonight. Legacy wins 3-1. Final in set 4, 25-22. More of our post-game after this timeout on the PSP Network.
See clearly with LASIK from Bismarck LASIK. Imagine no more hassles or expenses of glasses and contacts. At Bismarck LASIK, our highly experienced LASIK surgeon, Dr. Stephen Wexler, and our state-of-the-art clinic can improve your vision through a quick corrective procedure that's affordable and life-changing. Book your free consultation with Bismarck LASIK. Call 701-222-2020, 701-222-2020, or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at PSP.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Have real questions about your future? Here's your real answer. BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Financial Postgame Show. Planning Team Financial Advisors, here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit them online, planningteam.com. Now for the Planning Team Financial Postgame Show.
Now we're back on our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game shows. We're getting some final scores across the wire here. Give you a BNC Bank scoreboard update as 2 finals in from across the WDA tonight. Has Century defeating Williston 3-0 in that one. Probably no surprise there. Century, one of the leaders in the WDA. Williston towards the bottom of the standings. And then a final score in from Minot tonight has Mandan defeating the Majets 3-1, a final there. And of course here Legacy wins 3-1 over the visiting St. Mary's Saints. Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show, helping clients work towards their financial freedom. Planning Team Financial Advisors. I thought it was interesting, Jen Astle there, that depth kind of shown tonight for Legacy because, hey, Chelsea Crom had a great game kind of wire to wire, but you saw Sand have some moments. You saw Nagel have a few great moments. You had Asia Gross had some nice moments, and, it was just a well-rounded team effort tonight. And, that constant, Colby, I thought, had a great night setting the ball tonight for the Legacy Sabres.
I really thought so, too. She far exceeded my expectations of just how steady she was across the board. She never was too high up, too low. I mean, she was just consistent all night long. And I felt like, it looks so beautiful when a middle hits, right? They just pound it. They're coming in quick, and they just hit it hard. And so Chelsea Crom always looks really strong and really great. But I thought, Asia Gross, she was, quietly steady tonight, and she had 11 kills. And so that's a lot, know. And so you can say, hey, maybe that's not quiet. But, none of them were just, attacks that were so hard that you were like, that's the one I remember. But they were just so good at finding a spot on the court to really put the ball down.
It's time now for our Player of the Game, brought to you by Sport Clips. You can be the MVP when you go to Sport Clips and get that MVP haircut experience. Nothing makes you feel quite like that MVP haircut at Sport Clips, located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck. And, hey, we preview them a lot, but you heard from her tonight. Our Player of the Game for the Legacy Sabres is the junior middle, the 6-footer, Chelsea Crom, as she has a team high in kills tonight. Kind of just got Legacy going, and then they helped them finish it off tonight, winning 3-1 against St. Mary's.
Yeah, and the only game that she was quiet in was that third game that they lost.
Yeah.
Honestly, otherwise she was just really a good influence out there the whole time. She was really good at the net. She had quite a few blocks, but she did a really good job of keeping the ball on their side of the net.
Hey, congratulations. Chelsea Crom is your Player of the Game, brought to you by Sport Clips. Sport Clips brings you tonight's game MVP. Our upcoming schedule looks like this on the PSP Network. On Friday night, we've got a doubleheader in high school football. Legacy at Minot and Century at Bismarck. That one will be at the Bowl, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Scott Woodmansey, Chuck Larmont with the call in that one. And then, of course, on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, overtime with Scott Woodmansey. Again, Legacy at Minot and Century at Bismarck. Both those games will be webcast for your viewing pleasure on the PSP Network. That's our upcoming schedule. One last thing for us to do, Tia, and it's to give you our Move of the Game, brought to you by Jobbers. Tonight's Move of the Game brought to you, as always, by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Well, we had some choices here, but the one that came to mind for me was in set 2, there was this little old play on the far sideline there where it looked like everything was going St. Mary's way. The ball was sailing out of bounds. Somehow Josie Hahn gets a hand on it, sends it over, and then it looks like it's on a tee for St. Mary's, and it goes into the net.
Yeah.
And you're like, how does Legacy come out of that with a point? So that's got to be your move of the game.
It was, and I think at the time I said that was a really lucky play, because she really just got the knuckle on it at the exact right angle, and she just got the exact spin that you needed to get that ball down.
Yeah, that's your move of the game. Josie Hahn with the point for Legacy, propelling them to a victory. Is there any other final stats that you want to relay across? As I know you got a chance to tally those up.
Yeah, Colby, she had 38 assists tonight, which that's a great number. Chelsea Crom had 12 kills. Asia Gross had 11. And both those two players, 11 and 12 hits, so they were in the double-digit range, which is, what you're looking for from your best attackers. But both of them hit, 267 and 259. In volleyball, you're kind of looking at that 250 up to 3 is kind of your goal in a match. I mean, it'd be great if we all, hit 500, but that's not, feasible. So, you're kind of looking for that 300 range, and both those girls are pretty close to that tonight.
Hey, there's your Jobbers Move of the game. Some stats of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage, and that play by Josie Hahn in set 2 is your move of the game. Jobbers will help you focus on the details of your moving process without ever losing sight of the big picture. Step-by-step approach to move management keeps everyone on the same page. Comprehensive checks, proactive checks, ongoing communications. Make sure every attention to your details on your move is taken care of. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Hey, that was fun, partner. Let's do that again.
Fun. Let's do it. I think we can handle it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I'll let it put a wrap on our broadcast tonight. So good to have you joining us on the PSP Network. Good to have our sponsors on board, including our scoreboard sponsor, BNC National Bank. Our timeout sponsor is Hub International Insurance. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck, Tires Plus, Chuppy Clinic in Bismarck, and then our planning team financial advisors post-game show, including our player of the game brought to you by Sport Clips, and our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. For my partner T.S. Streeter tonight, I'm Todd Dahmers repeating your final scores. Sets 1, 2, and 4 go to Legacy 25-23, 25-22, and 25-22. St. Mary's sandwiching a win in set 3, 25-18. So Legacy wins this one 3-1. Thanks for joining us, fans. Till next time, so long from Hausler Gymnasium at Legacy High School.
Presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck LASIK, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at PSP.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.